And we're live. It's go, 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 go. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night to you wherever you may be. The first question, as always, is no, I was only messing there, of course. Can you hear me? Can you see me? Can you give me a hello? Can you let me know where you are just before we get started and before we get into this rather exciting training that we have today? And we're going to be talking about challenges. So just give me a yes if you can hear me, if you can see me, and if everything is working, because sometimes things don't work, as you know, but I think everything should be perfect. Hello from California. Well, hello from Barcelona. Hopefully everything is going well in California. I presume you can hear me. If you answered where you were, that tells me that you could. Excellent. Hello, Eden. How are you? Okay, so at least two people can hear me and see me. The rest of you are just a little bit shy, but that's okay. So we're going to talk about challenges today. And we're going to talk about what a challenge is. I'm going to talk to you about the types of challenges that you can create. I'm going to tell you where you can host your challenges. This is so important. And what do you do after the challenge? Because, I mean, do you just do the challenge and say, all right, guys, thanks very much, and that's the end of it? Of course, you know you don't, but you're going to have to wait till the end until I give you some ideas about the challenge. So what's a challenge? Anybody give me a definition of what a challenge might be when it comes to helping you in your business? Now, I don't mean a challenge. Oh, I need more money. Oh, I need more time. I mean, what do you think we could be talking about with a challenge, and why might we use them? Because while you're thinking about that, and while you're coming up with answers to that, they say there's no problems in life. There's just challenges, and it's true. Because imagine if you said, "I'm going to offer a problem to my clients." I mean, your clients are going to go, "What? He's going to offer a problem to us? I don't want a problem." But if you lay down a challenge to your clients, they're going to be interested to see whether they can actually succeed in this challenge. Um, and I mean, we find solutions to challenges. Remember that. So, I mean, we're playing with words here, but if I said to you, "I want you to join me on my 5 week problem," they're going to say, "What?" But if I said, I want you to join me on my 5 week challenge," you're going to go, challenges are good. I'm going to find a answer to that. Eden, a challenge is something I would use to build an email list. Okay, so you would use or you have used, and what type of challenge might you actually set people in your niche? Well, that's one of the questions. Just while I'm waiting with the answer, that's one of the questions that I am going to talk about today, of how you can actually get the right challenge for your niche. But you might be saying, hold on a second, what's my niche? Who are my audience? Well, that's the very first thing that you must know. You must know who your audience are and what challenges they actually have. I mean, you want to help them overcome something that is going on in their life. So let's say you're a fitness coach. Why not challenge your tribe to move a little bit more? Right? Just a little bit more. What about a business coach? Well, how about a challenge to have a business makeover? Interesting. If you're an executive coach, challenge them to be better leaders. I mean, challenge your clients to be better leaders. A spiritual coach? Well, you could offer a gratitude challenge. I mean, you could tell people, I'm going to run a challenge which is going to help you have and give more gratitude for what's going on in your life. And why would you create a challenge? Well, as Eden said, she actually said that it is something that you could use to build your email list, which is actually true. So that's one thing that you could use a challenge for. But is there anything else do you think that you could use a challenge for? I mean, is there something that you say, wow, that's a good idea? Well, let me tell you. The first one is to build your email list, okay? To build leads, to get people onto your autoresponder campaign, okay? You could do it for exposure, because this is one thing that a lot of people say to me. They say, Richard, I'm well known in the community, but I want wider exposure on this great thing they call the interwebs, because I heard I can reach so many people. So a challenge could give you more exposure. Okay. One of the things Jason has just said there, it builds trust. People get to know you. They get a sampling of what you do on this challenge, and they say, hey, I like that guy. Okay. I like what Richard's saying. Yeah, I'll join this challenge. It can build authenticity. Yep, let me try that one again. It can build authenticity. That's a better way to pronounce it. So people will see who you are, and they'll see that you can help them. And the most important thing that a challenge can do for you, what do you think it is? So we've had trust, we've had exposure, we've had leads, we've had to get people to know you, to build authenticity. What's the other thing that a challenge can do for you? And I'll do my usual, take a drink. Well, a challenge can get you new clients. And that's one of the things that you want to be able to do. You want to be able to get new clients. Okay. Now, you might ask, okay, well, what is the format of a challenge? And I'm going to talk all about that in a second. But the challenge shouldn't be overly challenging, in the sense that you don't want to say, okay, in the next 365 days, I'm going to help you become a six-figure coach, because that's a long time. I mean, if you want to build trust, if you want to get authenticity, you want to have a short challenge, maybe 5 to 10 days, where people will see results. Now, why? Because when somebody sees a result in a short space of time, they're going to say, hey, this is somebody I could work with. I mean, if they can get me those results in 5 days or 10 days, wow. So don't have a challenge that is 6 months in duration. Call that something else. I mean, maybe that's your long-term coaching program. Have something that is short and gets results. So a 5-day moving challenge. I mean, it's so easy to sell that because it's only it's only 5 days. I mean, it's not that they're going to have to walk for 30 days every single day. I mean, that's too much of a challenge for a lot of people. So in 5 days, I'm going to get you moving so that you start to build up a habit of how to actually move a little bit more each and every day. Okay. I'm not going to say that in 5 days you're going to run a marathon. No, that's too much. You're just going to move a little bit more. So we've established that the challenge should be not too challenging, because you don't want to say, I'm going to get you to run a marathon in 5 days. Of course, it depends who your tribe are, but I mean, that's going to be a little bit tricky, even if you have super fit clients. I mean, 5 days to run a marathon, I'm not sure that's possible. You want to make sure that it is short enough for them. I mean, a 1 day challenge, maybe if you are broadcasting live for 7 hours, but I would say a 5 day challenge is pretty good. Now, any questions so far? I mean, if you're enjoying what you're seeing so far, give us a like so that we know that you are enjoying it. And of course, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Now, do you have to call the challenge a challenge? No, absolutely not. I mean, you can call it a 5 day challenge. You could call it a boot camp. Okay, so you might think, boot camp is a nice idea. If I am a fitness coach, maybe it sounds better to say a 5 day get moving boot camp. But think about your audience carefully, because if you were to say a 5 day boot camp, people might say, "Oh my God, a boot camp! That sounds very militaristic to me. That sounds like it's going to be a lot of hard work. I'll pass on that." You could call it an apprenticeship. Okay, a 5 day apprenticeship on how to become a better leader. You could call it an intense training. Okay, so I have a 5 day intense training that I want to show you how to become a better leader. I have a 5 day workshop, if you want to call it. I mean, you need to call your challenge something that resonates with your audience. Now, let me give you an example. Um, I was working with a client and they were ex military. And they were saying, well, maybe I'll have a 5 day workshop for introducing these vets into civilian life and how it works. And I said, what about using the language that they resonate with? This is a 5 day boot camp and an induction into whatever it may be, because this is language that they would be familiar with. So think carefully about your audience. Think carefully about what will and what possibly will not resonate with them when it comes to your challenge. Because again, let's say you say, my audience are overweight, 50 something year olds who are male, who don't like to move. And you say, I want to bring you on a 10-day boot camp to get you moving. What am I going to do? I'm going to scuttle away on my chair with the wheels. I'm not going to walk away. I'm going to scuttle away and go, no, that's not for me. But if you say, I'm going to have a 5 day workshop to show you the small steps that you can take in order to start to move more. Now, listen to the language that I used there, the small steps. Ah, that's quite good, because it's only small steps. So I'm not going to be overly exerting myself. Okay, so the language that you use is going to be very, very important. Now, you could also say it's a crash course. But again, be careful, because if you are a driving instructor and you say, I have a 5 day crash course, I'm going to go, oh, that doesn't sound good. I mean, he's a driving instructor, he's a driving coach. I don't want a crash course. You could call it a training pod. You could call it basic training. I have a 5 day basic training on how to begin to develop your leadership skills. Okay, guys, you're a little bit quiet. Give me some feedback. Give me a, oh yeah, this is really good. Let me know your thoughts so far. So I'll just await your feedback, your comments, your praise. I always like praise, or your thoughts on the actual. Okay. Yeah, I like small steps, says Glenda. Um, so I mean that's it. Because if you say you're a fitness coach and you are working with people who are overweight, and you say, we're going to take 5 days to burn off those calories, to get you moving, to get those muscles really aching after all these long walks, and to get that heart pumping. I mean, that is perfect if your audience are um, athletes. I mean, if you say, I'm going to do a 5 day fitness challenge with my tribe, and we're going to take small steps. No, I want to strive for a big goal. Okay. Um, so Eden says she lucky. Okay. Jason says, I like the challenge idea. Eden says bite-sized is best. Well, you see, the purpose of your challenge is to introduce people to you. I mean, I'm Instagram is a place where I have bought a lot of courses in the past, because I see this Instagram ad coming up and it says, join our boot camp our Course Creators Bootcamp, I think, was one of them that I subscribed to, just $37. Now, the idea is that you can use the challenge or bootcamp as a low ticket item to get people into your sphere of influence. You could do it for free, depending on your sales funnel on the back end. And we're going to talk about that because I mean, that's a really important thing as well. You could do it for free, but maybe charge a nominal fee. I mean, the fact is, and you know, when you get free access to something, you're probably not going to take it that seriously. I've got free access to lots of things, and I go, oh yeah, I must have a look at that. I haven't had a look at it yet. Okay. But does anybody find the whole idea of having to do a challenge a bit, no pun intended, challenging? I mean, where are you going to start with that? I mean, I wonder if you just had a resource that could help you with the challenge. That would be really good, wouldn't it? I mean, if you could just get a resource that would help you with challenges. Well, let's have a look and see what we have over here. Would you believe, I'm just going to move things around on my screen, that PLR.me actually has some ready-made challenges for you. So if I click on the down arrow here and I just go to challenges, I leave the search products blank, I see that we have 8 different challenges. And we actually tell you how many days we suggest that you have. A 10-day leadership challenge. Let's have a look at that. Now, depending on how many days, the challenges are from 10 to 20 credits. So this is our 10-day leadership challenge. And you will see that these are the titles of each day: clarifying your personal mission, clarifying your personal goals, clarifying your team mission, create a team action plan. Now we have the challenge, and then we have the bundles that you can purchase where you get a discount and you get all of the other things that come with it, like the landing page and the email sequences. Personally, I recommend to get the bundle. Why? Because you're going to get the email sequences, you're going to get the landing page, and the email sequences will help you because you can just go in here and these are pre-written to help promote your challenge. Okay, 3 promo emails, 10 daily challenge teaser emails, 2 post-challenge emails. And I'm going to talk about how you can use all of those items just in a little while. If you are a spiritual coach, what about a 5-day gratefulness challenge? I was going to say gratitude, but gratefulness here. Looking at this one, become a no sir, gratefulness journaling, the power of saying thank you, gratitude affirmations, the silver lining. Business makeover. Okay, you're a business coach and you work with small entrepreneurs, not small as in of size, but small as in maybe just solopreneurs, I think we should say. If you go in here, you have the need for perspective, defining your mission, defining your brand, defining your culture, bringing it all together. Now, imagine your niche is, and your audience are solo entrepreneurs who are just starting off. I mean, get them in on a 5-day challenge of how to get your business off on a good setting. Okay, we have our moving challenge here, our public speaking challenge, our self-esteem challenge. Now, what do you think of those challenges? I mean, are those something that you think that you could use? Are those some things that you say, wow? Okay. So Charles is asking, do the challenges have the actual scripts to use for it? Okay, that is a wonderful question, I have to say. I mean, I like that question. And yes, what we provide for you is, and I'm just going to show you here. I'm going to show you a couple of the challenges that we have. Actually, the challenges that we have. So let me just share my screen here. And let me just show you this. So if I share my screen and I share all of my screen here, what you will see, if I just reduce that there, is you will see that this is the Gratefulness Challenge. And what we give you here is different titles that you can use. The Grateful Heart, Always Thankful, 5 days to More Grateful, uh, Embracing the Good. Okay. And then we have the PDF and the Word document. Now, I'm going to talk to you about how you can present this in a second. Okay. So this is the actual script that you are going to use. Okay. So let me just bring this over here and let me just bring back my live here and let me just close it off so you can see it here. So we give you these challenges that you can use as is, or as you know, all of the PLR.me content can be tweaked. Okay. Now, Eden has asked a question, but don't I need my own website to host it? Well, we're going to talk. Just hang on one second. Hang on one second. We're going to talk about how and where you can do. Okay. Charles says the email sequences are where I get stuck. Well, imagine you have some promo emails that you could use as promo emails. Or what you could actually do is you could use those on social media if you wanted. Okay. And then you have the 5-day teaser emails. Hey, welcome to day one. In today's challenge, what we're going to do is now remember that the landing page and the emails come in the bundle, so they don't come as part of the challenge. When you go and you see the challenge, that is just the 10-day scripts or 5 days of scripts. When you actually buy the bundle, which I recommend, you get the landing page and you actually get the emails as well. So the bundle is the way to go, Charles, if you're interested. Now, you may be asking, you know, I don't know about bundles. I don't know about credits. I don't know about any of the systems here. You have the opportunity, if you go right now to PLR.me /book a call, you can book in a call with me. Yes, me. But that's a good thing or bad thing, I don't know. But you can book a call with me, a 30-minute call, if you have never booked a call before. So if you've already had a call with me, you can't book another call because we've already talked. And whether you're a paid member or you're a free member or you're not even a member yet, and you want to know more about our plans, you want the best information, or the best plan to suit your particular needs, book in a call with me. Over the next 2 weeks, I've opened up a lot more hours so that you can book. I think I have my calendar open until about 3 or 4 p.m. EST. Now, remember, I'm in Barcelona, so 4 p.m. EST is 10 p.m. for me. So sometimes I get tired around that time, so I don't work after 10 p.m. But go there, book a call, and we can talk about your needs, etc. So take one of our challenges and change it and use it. Okay. I mean, don't start from scratch yet. So, your leadership challenge, how to be a better executive leader, how to be a leader in your community, how to be a better leader for pastors, how to be a better leader for um, school management. Okay. I mean, think outside the box. Don't just think leader is executive coaches. Finding your passion challenge. Okay. There's lots of people who are involved in the great resignation. Okay. And of course, the great resignation is that people have decided to leave their jobs. So, what about finding your passion? Okay. Um, what about a goal setting challenge? Now that people have a goal or they know their passion, there's a goal setting challenge. The business makeover. Okay. Any type of business, just think. The public speaking challenge. I mean, I read a statistic, and as you know, 72.4% of statistics are made up on the spot. But it said that 74% of people were actually afraid of public speaking. Okay. Now, how about you do a challenge about self-esteem, and then 6 months down the line, you could do a challenge about public speaking, and then you could talk about goal setting, etc. So you could think about that. So Think about these challenges to start. I mean, don't over challenge yourself in the sense, don't make it too difficult for yourself. Start with one of our challenges, um, and then go from there and see how you get on. Okay. So basically, I'm telling you that you can start from today in about 25 minutes. You can actually start with a challenge. Um, how are you going to deliver this challenge? Okay. Well, before I talk to you about that, I want to talk to you about, you know, telling your audience that in 5 days, you can make a difference to their life. Okay. You can make a difference to what they are actually experiencing right now. They can start to move more. I mean, you're not going to promise that you're going to solve their weight loss issues. You're going to get them into a habit of moving more. Um, they're not going to be zen once they have done your 5 day gratefulness challenge. It is an introduction to something else that you can offer. And this is very important. Okay. Um, and you can, yes, Charles, you can build upon each challenge. Um, you can definitely do that. You can have one challenge and then do another challenge and another challenge. Now the question is, do you charge for this for these challenges? And I did mention that depending on what you have in place, depending how big your audience is, maybe you will charge, maybe you won't charge. That's going to be really up to you. Okay. Now, the big question, Richard, what software do I need for a challenge? Oh, no, I can't do a challenge because I have to go out and invest in X, Y, and Z software. I mean, I saw an ad on Instagram or YouTube, and it's talking about the particular challenge software that they have, which is the best because it does gamification, it does this and does that. Hold on a second. What you need to do is you need to kiss. I'm sorry. Did Richard just say to kiss? Yes. To keep it so simple. Find out where your audience are and do the challenge there. Are your audience business people? Do the challenge in a private LinkedIn group. Are your audience mainly on Facebook? Set up a private Facebook group and do the challenge there. Now, I know what you are thinking. You're thinking, Richard, what about Instagram? How do I do that? Well, one of the things you can do with Instagram is you can actually set people up to be close friends. So you could set up a close friends group and then you could do the challenge through that. Now, I've not tried it, but I know that there is that facility, and only the people in your close friends will see the content. Okay. So there's no excuse there. I mean, you don't need any extra software. Sure, if you want, you could build a membership site. If you wanted, you could invest in some new technology, but your audience are either going to be on LinkedIn, on Facebook, or possibly on Instagram. Now, I don't know whether you can do it on Snapchat, if you can do it on TikTok or not, but those would be the three audiences, or the three areas that your audience could be. Okay, questions? Good afternoon. Good afternoon. I know a few people are joining, so welcome, and there will be a replay. Eden, I'm curious about your question. Private groups. I mean, what is the question there of the that just interests me. If you'd like to let me know what you mean by that, because I mean, you can set up a private Facebook group. Let me give you an example of a couple of challenges that I've been in and how they run them. So they do a 7 day challenge, they do a 10-day challenge, they do a 21-day challenge. And they say, We're starting on May 1st, and we run for 14 days or 7 days or 20 days, 21 days, whatever it may be. And they encourage you to interact in the group. And then at the end of those 14 days or 21 days, they lock the group. So you can review all of the content, but you can't post anymore. And then the next time you want to run that challenge, you do exactly the same thing. You create another Facebook group because it's for free. Okay. Now you might say, well, how do I run the challenge? Well, here's my idea. So get your notepad out, start taking notes because this is really important, or watch the replay. Take each of the PDFs, okay? And you could write an introduction. Okay, this is day one. In day one, we're going to talk about blah, blah, blah. And then if this is the first time doing the challenge, you could just do a live with the actual content. So, hey guys, welcome to day one of the Passion Challenge. And in today's lesson, I'm going to challenge you to define what your passion is. So, for me, I define passion as blah, 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 blah. But that's just me. Everybody is different. So, you might have a different idea of what passion is. So, your homework for today is go into the comments and write out what your passion is. Now, why do you want to do that? Because it generates interest amongst the audience and the people who are involved in the actual challenge, right? Or the boot camp. And then every day, you set the expectation. You say every day at 7 a.m. EST, I'm going to go live in the group. Don't worry, you can see the recording afterwards. You see, Facebook makes it easy because once you go live, the recording stays on that particular page. We may do a live on setting up a Facebook group because there's a couple of things that are of interest. And if you are interested in learning more about the Facebook groups, or you want me to do a questions and answers about that, we can certainly do that. Just leave a comment below. That's one way of doing it. Now, I joined the challenge back in November. It was a 21-day challenge. And the way the guy does it is he has 21 pre-recorded videos and he has a curriculum that he follows. And he's like, welcome to the challenge. Every day I release a new video covering a certain topic. And every day he released a video with a topic and used a Google spreadsheet to give us the instructions of what we had to do to complete that day's task. So it was very, very interesting. So you would go into your Google spreadsheet and you would complete the task, and that was it. And then the next day you'd come back and you do the other thing, whatever that task might have been for that particular day. So, I mean, you don't need any expensive software. One of the questions here was, what's a reasonable nominal fee? I have no idea. It depends on you. It depends on your audience. I mean, nominal is a subjective word because if I'm earning $60,000 a year, a nominal fee might be $97. Okay. I paid $97 for this particular challenge that I did back in November or October. I can't even remember whether it was October or November. And that was okay for me. I thought that was okay. I mean, it was based on having experienced more of the person's content. So remember, this is where you need to think more around the challenge. I mean, PLR.me has so much content that you can start publishing online. You can start talking about things about the challenge. You know, a lot of people have experienced the great resignation because they're just not passionate about their job. The next day you post something else about passion. The next day you post something else about passion. And each time you are educating people, and then you're going to hit them with, hey, if you want to know what your passion is and you want to find out your passion in 5 days or less, join my challenge. Now, the nominal fee can be the nominal fee would be, I mean, depending on what you want to do, it could be $2, it could be $7, it could be $17. But look at your audience, because I always say to people, I mean, I have people who come on coaching calls with me and they say, okay, my market is helping people get out of credit card debt. I mean, I'm looking at people who have a minimum of 10 to 20,000 in credit card debt. And I have a course which is just $197. And I go, okay, let's roll back a little bit. I mean, $197 mightn't be a lot to get out of this debt. But the problem is that if they don't have money, how are they going to pay for that course? They're going to put it on their credit card and cause more debt. So think about that. Think about your audience and what they have. I have a Mighty Network membership group, both free and paid community. If I do this in the free group, would you suggest offering the paid group at the end of the challenge? We're going to talk about what you can offer at the end of the challenge, which is really important. Okay. So imagine you do it in the Facebook group. You have all the videos pre-recorded, 5, 6, 7-minute videos. You don't want to take an hour to explain something that you can explain in 2 minutes. You don't want to do that. I mean, the challenge is there to give results quickly so that it builds up your authority. So at the end of the challenge, people are going, oh my goodness, Richard is amazing. I need to start to work with him. And we'll talk about how to work. So I think the best place to do it is on a social media platform. Because if you say, come join my membership site on my website, it's like, this is another thing that I have to register for. This is another thing that I have to do. And some people might want to do that. But if they're already on the social media platform, it's like if you were in a bar and they say, hey, we're having a meeting upstairs telling you how to become fitter. You just come upstairs and you can join the meeting. I'll do that. But if they said, hey, you have to walk down the street, round the corner, down the lane, over to my house, and I'm having the meeting there, it's like, no, I won't do it. So, go to where your audience are and meet them where they are. Now, any questions? Any questions at all? Well, I want to address what Shanabel said. Okay, what should you offer at the end of the challenge? Because it's a really important and good question. Because imagine this, you do a challenge. People have seen that they can find their passion. People feel that they're starting to move. And you say, okay, thanks for joining the challenge. And that's it. I mean, people are pumped up at this stage because they have seen a result. They have seen something that has given them a tangible result. And that's what you want to be able to do, to give a tangible result that at the end of the 5 days, people say, wow, I mean, now I have a better vision for my business. Now I feel more grateful. Yeah, I'm ready to do something more. Okay. But the key is that whatever you offer at the end of the challenge must be related to there must be a congruent offering. I mean, if I give you a challenge, or we work in a challenge and it's how to move more in 5 days, and then I offer you a book about effective leadership, we're going to say, okay, something doesn't quite fit here. And of course it doesn't fit because it's the wrong offering. If I do the leadership challenge and then I offer the a leadership course, okay, that's a lot better. I mean, that's more congruent for me. That's something that, yeah, I'm actually going to use. So let's just have a look. Let me just share my screen again. Let me just move this over here. And let me share my screen, and I want to show you exactly what you can do. Okay, so this is screen 2, and you should see my screen now. Okay, so These are our challenges. Let's say I do the gratefulness challenge. Now, I mentioned the gratefulness journaling there. If I go to our journals, I could sell a gratitude journal. I mean, guys, I'm so pumped up you've spent the last 5 days being grateful for so many things in your life. So let's continue that momentum. I've got a special running at the moment. You can pick up my gratitude journal. It's just $27. Ching, 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 ching. People are going to buy or could buy. Obviously, we don't make any promises. But if you have done a good job, your audience are ready and they want to buy. Okay. Let's say you go in and you do the goal setting challenge. So let's just have a look at the challenges here. We have the goal setting challenge. Where did that go? Goal setting challenge. Okay. You go to your journals and you have the goal journal. Ah, okay, perfect. That is something that I want. Now, you must always think about what your sales funnel is. I mean, what is the next thing? And the big question that I said to people is always ask yourself, and then what? So they buy the journal, and then what? Hey, you've bought the journal. Now I want to keep you focused and accountable. So I am going to put together a very small select group of people, maximum 10 people, and we'll meet every single month and we will keep each other accountable. I'm in for that. It's just $47 a month. Okay, so see the way you're adding value. And it's because what you offered in the challenge was followed by something that was related to the challenge, followed by something that was related to that item there. What about your leadership? Well, you could offer one of the books, The Dynamic Leader. Become the leader you've always wanted to be. A lot of our ebooks here will also have a slide deck accompanying it. So what if you were to record this slide deck as a webinar? And then what you could do is you could say, if you want to delve deeper into this, join my webinar where I go into more depth. And as a special bonus, you'll get the free ebook as well. Okay, it's not going to cost you anything extra to actually give that bonus. You might find that the audience that you've attracted are interested in, a more mindfulness way to lead. Oh, mindfulness leadership made easy. Okay. Maybe you get a feeling at the end of or during the challenge that you need to talk more about the qualities of a good leader. Okay. We have this. Maybe you just want to offer an ebook, 7 Daily Habits of Outstanding Leaders, or you could use those to sell later on after they've actually done your particular challenge. Okay, and they've got other things. Moving further down the value or further up the value ladder, do you have a more expensive item? Well, you've done the goal setting. People are still struggling. Why don't you join my Crushing Limiting Beliefs course, which we will work, in groups of 3, in coaching pods of 3, and we'll talk about how to crush your limiting beliefs, overcoming obstacles. You do the 5-day challenge of move more. Eventually, you can sell them into Lose Weight, Burning Calories Made Easy. Burning Calories Made Easy with Diet and Nutrition course. Inspiration from Winners, the Success Brain. I mean, are you seeing the potential here? That you don't just say, and let me just move this over here. You don't just say, hey, there's the challenge. See you. You have at least one step ahead in the funnel sorted out. So you put on the 5-day challenge. You must have something ready to offer these people at the end of that challenge. I mean, you don't have to have what comes next after that next offering. I mean, just as long as you can offer the challenge and the next step, then when people take that next step, then you can start building the next step. So you can be one step ahead, because the danger is that you say, I cannot start, I cannot do this until I have the whole funnel in place. I mean, you need 1 or 2 steps of the funnel in place, but after that, you can just say, okay, now I have this, now I have that. Okay, I'm going to take a break. I saw a lot of questions coming up, so let me see. Okay, Eden, I'm already posting a relationship question of the day on my Facebook page. Can I still use some of them for a paid challenge? I mean, would I reuse the questions in there as the main content of the paid challenge? Possibly not, because what happens if people say, oh, well, I could have got all that information for free. But if you're adding value to those questions and you're explaining them in depth, hey, you may have seen from my Facebook page that I have a question of the day. Now, I want to go really in depth, and over the next 7 days, we're going to challenge, or I'm going to challenge you to come up with your answers. Okay. Some of what, who you said them. Okay, I'm not quite sure what you mean by that. There's a low price to create all new content. What you're doing right now, how do you share your screen while on a Facebook Live? Okay, this question I'll just show, Michelle. This is more of a technical question. This is a program that we use called Restream, which actually does all of that. So it's just restream.io. Okay, so Charles has said, why not utilize existing PLR challenges and integrate them into the challenge? Those who have been following you might recognize the questions, and it'll bring the two together in their mind. Okay, that's a very good idea as well. Reuse, repurpose content. But I mean, if you're giving something away for free, I would be careful of then charging for that. Because if people find the free content, they might say, oh, well, why'd you do that? So I would use the challenges and integrate some of those questions into it. Okay, Michelle, let's break a limiting belief there. You don't need to know more about the Facebook Live platform. I mean, if you were here just a few minutes earlier, what I said was you could also pre-record the videos. Now, I did that. I did a challenge. It was a finding the perfect job, an interview challenge. And I had all the videos pre-recorded. I went away during Christmas, but every day I would just upload the next video. And that's all. I mean, it was literally 4 minutes. Hey, watch today's video. Make sure that you complete the exercise in the spreadsheet. Let me know in the comments what you think. And that was it. So you don't even need to have Facebook Live. I mean, if you want to do it live, people may like that. But remember, depending on the time zones, depending where your audience are, you might go there and you might be, yeah, here we go, we're going live. And then nobody shows up because it just doesn't suit them. I mean, because it's at 7 a.m. EST, which might be, I'm going to make a guess here, which might be 4 a.m. Pacific time. In Australia, it could be 11 a.m. at night or 11 p.m. at night. So, I mean, don't let the technology stop you from doing anything. Okay, don't let the technology be the barrier that you want, or that, I mean, not that you want, but subconsciously you say, I can't do that. Okay. What about after the challenge, you set up a membership site that you say, okay, here's the challenge. Maybe you sell the ebook first, and then you say, hey, I've got a membership site where every month I put up a new topic about leadership, about goal setting. Because don't just think of the topic as leadership, because leaders need to be able to communicate, to persuade. They need to be confident. They need to have self-esteem. They need to get over their limiting beliefs. I mean, think of the topic and drill down. Goal setting. Well, maybe I need to know more about prioritization, about time management. Oh, we have a time management journal as well. Maybe I need to know about motivation, so I could have a 6-month membership after that. Passion. Well, what type of passion? Is it passion in your relationships, passion in your job, passion in finding what your passion is in order to leave your corporate job? Those are the type of questions that you want to ask. Now, here's a couple of key things that you should take note of. Know your market. Okay, who are these people that you want to help with goal setting? I mean, Be specific. Don't just say, I'm offering goal setting for anybody who is interested. No, I'm offering a goal setting challenge for um, people who are currently not happy in their corporate job, who want to move and just want to set a plan out and a goal in order to be able to do this, okay, to move their job. Know, the niche. Okay, so the niche might be goal setting, the market, the audience might be, middle-aged women, middle-aged men, young women, people who are in a relationship where the passion has died. Okay, you could modify our finding your passion to finding the passion in your relationship. Okay, and make sure that you know what your funnel is. Okay, make sure that you know what you're going to offer straight after the challenge, because you don't want to just say, okay, 5-day challenge is over. Thanks very much. 5-day challenge is over, but guys, I want to continue working with you. I want to keep this momentum going. So I have a very special offer on my ebook with a video training. Normally I sell this on my website for $47, but you can get it for $27. Now, if you ever say that you sell something on your website for a certain price, make sure that you sell it for that price. Here's how I get around that. I will put the price at $67, and then I will use whatever payment system I'm using to have a coupon code. So what you could do is, do you want to get this challenge for free? Well, what you can do is use coupon code I did the challenge, and that will automatically deduct $27 off the price of the ebook. Okay. Another way to get people into the challenge could be to say one person a day, assuming you have a lot of people in the challenge, or one person at the end of the challenge is going to get the admission price refunded. But you must show up and you must post every single day in order to be eligible to enter into this draw. Okay. So think of ideas, think around ideas, think about different things that you can do. Think beyond the box and the lines that always keep us in. Okay. We've about 7 minutes left. Questions? Questions that you may have for me. So all questions are valid. Anything that you may have, anything that you may be wondering, let me know so that I can just answer those questions. Come into the chat there, and let's have a look. Okay, I like the coupon code idea. Yeah, I mean, a lot of the times what you could do is you could say, okay, the coupon code is where I'm actually going to give people a a discount back on whatever I may be doing. Okay, so that is that's really important to do, to think about something like that, that people will see the coupon code, that people will say, okay, wow, I can get my money back. So yeah, if the book is $67, what I'll do is, yeah, I'll I'll get $27 off. That's cool. I mean, you must always make sure that the amount that they're that you say that the book costs is actually the amount. Don't sell the book for $47 anyway. Have it on the page of $67 and allow a coupon code there. Okay, just getting on. Okay. Can this be set up on a Facebook business page? I mean, you can advertise your challenge on a Facebook business page, but I mean, the challenge should be in a closed group. I think if people are going to pay, it should be in a private group, just to make sure that, I mean, people don't access it if they're not a member of the group. Okay. Yeah, I mean, as Charles says here, same with the challenge, be there and post every day equals refund or discount. So actually, you could do that. You could say for everybody who actively posts, I mean, and not just a thumbs up, but people who actively post every day, at the end, they will be entitled to a a discount. Now, On the challenge that I did, one of the things that they did was they said, if you post every day and you share the homework exercise that you had to do, you will get 30-day access to another training that I have. So that put a little bit of pressure on people, A, to post every day, and then to get that 30-day training or to get access to the training for 30 days. It also put a bit of pressure on them as well. But it was a very good motivator for a lot of people to actually continue with the training. Okay, other questions. If you have just joined us, if you haven't given us a like, if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, make sure that you do, because if you subscribe to the YouTube channel, you'll also be notified when we upload new content or when I go live. And I believe, and I put up my hand here, I had a bit of a challenge that I believe the link that I was meant to update for the actual live didn't actually work. And I know Regina just said I didn't have the updated link for the call. So I put up my hand. I'm guilty of that. Slap in the back of the head for me. So apologies for that. But I do hope that you've got good content from that. Or from this. If you advertise the challenge on Facebook, should it be a free challenge? Well, I talked about that earlier. I mean, it depends. It depends, because if you're going to do a free challenge, or if you're going to do a paid challenge, offer immense value so that people would say, wow, if that's the value I got for $7 on the challenge or $37 on the challenge, or for free, what Regina is going to offer or what Rich is going to offer in his paid course is going to be amazing. Okay. So, I mean, there's always this question about paid or not paid. Because the problem is that if you give something for free, people don't always value it. And if they don't value it, I mean, they'll just go in and they'll be, as they call them, tire kickers. These people who go into used car lots and they just kick the tires, pretending they know something about cars, and then they walk off. Okay, they're not interested in making a purchase. So I would have like we said earlier, a nominal fee. I think that people should do that. Okay, and I do think Charles says it. You know, provide 7 times or 10x the value. People pay more attention when they have invested in something. I mean, everybody invests, even if it's for free, because they're investing their time. But I mean, if you were given something for free, do you always take advantage of it? Possibly not. Possibly not. So I would have a nominal fee, you know, and you could say, the challenge is $17, but you have the opportunity to win that, to win back your investment. I'm going to tell you everything on the first day of the challenge. Okay. And then people might say, oh, well, I mean, I can go in on that. Should you give a guarantee on the challenge? I mean, if it's only 5 days, you could say, if you're not happy after the first day, contact us and we'll refund. Or you can just say no refunds, whatever you may think. Okay, last couple of questions. Everybody enjoyed the questions and answer session. As I always say, these questions and answer session, you may say they're excellent, but unless you take action, nothing's going to happen. So download one of our challenges. We have 8 or 9 challenges there, and then see what the next step is of what you're going to offer people after the challenge: an ebook, a membership, a paid webinar, a group coaching session. I mean, don't offer them a free challenge and then a free discovery call, because you are then training people to expect free from you. Because I mean, I always say to people, if you are Tony Robbins, if you are Zig Ziglar, you can give away a lot of stuff for free, because all of those people who don't buy, well, it's compensated by all of the people who do buy, because they do buy, who will buy from you, because I mean, he has a huge audience. So he would know his numbers. I mean, this guy is a genius that he will know his numbers, that for every 1,000 people who see his free training, 10 or 100 people will buy one of his books or will buy one of his other trainings, etc. So think about that. The challenges you can actually find, if I just put a link in here, and I'll just do that. I mean, what you can do, if I just go back to my screen, just let me bring up my screen here. What you can do is you can go here, and from the top bar here, you can say all. You click on challenges, you leave the search box empty, and you just click on the little magnifying glass, and that shows you all of the challenges there. Okay, so you have your 8+ challenges. Remember, if you buy the bundle, you get the landing page, you will get a Facebook ads template, and you will get the email sequence. Okay, just check each one of those challenges to see which elements that you get in the bundle, because most of the actual challenges will get that, but just in case one bundle has something more. All right, folks, we have just hit 1 hour, 60 minutes. I'm going to bid you farewell. Leave any questions in the comments and I will answer them if you're on the replay, etc. It's been a pleasure, and I will see you